I welcome you all to the YouTube channel of AIMS Jammu. Today we have a very special guest with us, that is Professor Dr. Jeevan S. Tityal. Sir has been professor and ex-chief Dr. Rajendra Prasad Center of Ophthalmic Sciences, AIMS New Delhi. Sir has been Dean Research in AIMS New Delhi. He's been the Vice President of AIOS. He has written over 70 book chapters in various books and he has over 400 publications. Sir has been awarded Padma Shri for outstanding contribution in the field of ophthalmology by President of India in the year 2014. Sir has been a recipient of International APAO Distinguished Service Award in the year 2021. He has been awarded Senior Achievement Award in 2016. So without wasting time, let's dive into conversation with Professor Jeevan S. Tityal. A very warm welcome to you, sir, at AIMS Jammu. Sir, 1978, you joined AIMS Delhi as a MBBS student. 1984 RP Center, then 1991 as a faculty in AIMS Delhi, sir. So how has been over 46 years of your vast experience, how has been your journey like?
Yeah, I think, a person has to be very, very fortunate and lucky enough to be in AIMS New Delhi. And being a student of AIMS does make a huge difference in your future. And my future was shaped by the institute like All India Institute of Medical Sciences. And joining as a faculty in one of the premier institutes also gives you opportunity for developing not yourself only, but also to the institute, to the center, to bring the center in terms of education for your younger generation, for developing patient care areas, and also promoting research and innovations. So my journey in AIMS New Delhi, I can consider it was absolutely wonderful, not only for the institution per se, but for executing things, for planning patient care in such a way where every sector of our society could get the best treatment in AIMS New Delhi. And the students we have taught them in those many years also have become now teachers for our country, for our world over, in fact. And it was very, very satisfactory journey for me.
So great, sir. Sir, you came here, you spent some time with us, and we were so happy to host you here, sir. And sir, you saw our wards, our ophthalmology department, and you visited many areas of our institute. So, how did you find AIMS Jammu? And what is like your vision? How do you see AIMS Jammu after 10 years from now?
I think, I can safely say that, I've seen many, many newer AIMS in last almost now 15 years. And this AIMS, Vijayapur, Jammu AIMS, has come up very, very fast. And it is a very, very effective management of the administration headed by Professor Sakti Gupta. And seeing the complexes, not only the academic complex, the patient care areas, indoor services, outdoor services, and the various small things have been taken care of. And one of the best part was to see the comfort for not only for the people who are going to work here, the staffs, also for the patients has been taken care of. And I saw the residential complex also, one of the best residential complexes amongst any institution in this country. And if I say this, maybe the one of the best infrastructure which I saw amongst all the AIMS. And I see the future is going to be very, very initiative, very, very informative, and information of various aspects of patient care, research, and teaching. Maybe in the next 10 years, it may be one of the leading AIMS in India also. And once you have a proper base, proper foundation, and for the next people, future people, it will become much more easier to develop. Take this institute to such a height where people would appreciate and come for a experience to enjoy this particular AIMS. As I interacted with the director here, Professor Sakti Gupta, and he said that it's not only the national people who are interested to come here, various international faculty, international institutions are going to come here, join hands, and that will make the significant change in the progression of AIMS Jammu. And I'm pretty sure this will be a real landmark for many other people to follow this. As far as department is concerned, and it has the space, which at this moment looks quite enough because they have only 3 faculty members. But in future, the number of faculty, number of students, and number of patients going to increase in ophthalmic services also. And my request to the director, request to the future administrations would be to give enough space to these people so that they can create the infrastructure to support the education of not only for an MBBS student, for the postgraduate student who are going to join this place. Because any student who joins AIMS has a different thinking, different aura. They think everything will be placed, everything will be available in that particular institute. And it is our responsibility to make sure that infrastructure is perfect, up to the mark, up to the standard, and everything should be available. In that way, I personally think that they have to go long way to achieve those equipments, instruments, and the technical support and the faculty services also to get up to that stage. You'll have to acquire many important people who can give a vision to develop this area. And I'm pretty sure the visit of various places by the faculty themselves to various institutes and requesting other faculty members, other administrators to visit this area will give us significant input in improving this facility also.
Right. So I think you've spoken it all. Sir, once we talk about the healthcare system, like you have a vast experience, you've been seeing so many patients all over these years. So how does the increase in this life expectancy affect the healthcare system at this point?
I think you have touched the very important point because I am a person who have been into 20th century and almost 1/3 of 21st century and seen the change in the medical field, not only in terms of perception of people, how the medical care should be, also the change in the technology, change in assessment of a patient per se, assessment of a treatment facilities, and incorporation of various information to develop in such a manner where treatment becomes very effective. There has to be now incorporation of information technology like AI-based systems and incorporation of a multi-institutional approach to bring the healthcare to a stage where we can say the best healthcare is available to every person of this country. Then we can say Viksit Bharat is actually Viksit when we have a healthcare available to everybody in every corner of this country. And as I see, the change happening here in our field also. Now you have a premature babies who are surviving even at 28 weeks of birth, and they do have a lot of health problems. And one of the most important problem for us is the ROP, that is the retinopathy of prematurity, and that has to be taken care by the experts. Similarly, expansion in life is also there in the old age group also. You're going to have many people surviving beyond 80 years. And this survival of longevity of age is not free of a medical purpose. I see so many other medical problems with this population for which we have to be geared to give them the space to treat them in a manner where they live comfortably for future also. So there has to be a thinking from us, from the institution, from the government, everybody to make life for a premature baby to a person who's aging. It should be a very comfortable and live the life which is called quality. I think we are looking for quality and that should be the aim also.
So indeed, we are looking for quality, of course. So once we talk about innovation and research, so what is your future vision for AIMS when we talk about innovation, research, and patient care?
I think, if I look back the actual motto of All India Institute of Medical Sciences when it came in 1956. The one most important aspect was a teaching which should be of standard, world class. And second important responsibility was to develop a research which can actually change the life of our society. And innovation has to be part of this. And if I see my own journey and the input we have now, is we are very good in clinical research, but looking into a translational research, we are not up to the mark. Still, if you look into institution wise, the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi, is amongst the around 388 or 390th in the world, and there has to be a research where it is taken within the first 100, and every aims can be joined together to bring the research up to the level where you can actually say we are doing a research for a changing the future of our society. Innovations has to be part of our life. And if you look into a input of AI, that will change the life of a person, not only knowing the things, but also managing the environment around each and everybody. Innovation has to be for a infectious disease where India is suffering. Because if you say there, number of death by tuberculosis is still the number one cause of death in India. We don't have a solution for an infectious disease. Let about the the lifestyle related disorders also. There has to be innovation for making a appropriate we can say apps which can give an early diagnosis of these non-communicable disease like a cancers, which is a major killing for today. Similarly, developing a newer drugs which can take care of these infectious disease or controlling the aging of a person. And the research should direct into genetic therapy, gene therapy, which will modify the person's genetics to have a better life. And also look into it because India has so much of population, every disease become a big, but we do have a certain disorder, disease which are sometimes incurable. They are genetic disorders, and those rare disease also has to be looked into by modifying the genomics. So I see the future innovation will be genomics, gene therapy, and developing certain drugs which can take the life in such a manner quality improves despite having the difficult disorders also. People are getting blind, and blindness is not the end of life. We have innovations there also, certain assistive technology which has to be taken up with these people so that their life improves. So AI based spectacles, the various chips which can be implanted in the person's body, person's eyes, which can make person think, read, see, and that's going to change the life also. The innovation would ultimately be that innovation which will improve the quality of life, improve the society. That should come.
Sir, finally, that one last final message for the Department of Ophthalmology, AIMS Jammu, and for us all.
I think first important part of any medical education is to bring the attention of a young generation so that we get a best students joining at the MBBS student to our institute. And AIMS has that name. People do come with the higher ranks to join these areas. So we should improve the MBBS teaching also and make sure they understand the department. The subject of ophthalmology is also very, very important, attractive. And I say this because I have done this for last 40 years, where I've known that if we do certain things in this particular field, you can change the quality of vision, and that will change the quality of life. Cataract surgery, which is the number one surgery in the body, where you can improve the vision of a person much more better than what a person would see at a young age also. That's the only surgery where you can improve beyond the normal status also. Nowhere in the body it can happen. We have a refractive surgery where you can change the person's vision, lifestyle, features also. Similarly, research is also going in a very nice manner in these areas also. The department which I saw here has to improve. The space is less. The number of faculty is also less. But I think it will improve. We have to acquire more equipments to complete anterior, posterior, and other services to taken into. Maybe they should look for building the specialized OPDs and clinics also, and have more technical support. And in future, not only the MBBS or a PG teaching or a SR-ship which will be there, they should look for a PhD program, look for other scientific coordination with other institutions, so that you can have the interdepartmental or inter-universities collaboration for doing a better research education in this area also. I would suggest in next 5 years, they have to develop various specialty clinics and send people for getting training from a better organization also. That is also a very important part. Once you have a training, then you have a vision. You can take up the issues with the administration to get a better infrastructure, better equipments, and support system also. And just now, it is the early stage. I'm pretty sure in the next few years, this will improve. And as far as today's time is concerned, if you look into entire medical institution or AIMS per se, the number of people coming for treatment, apart from the medicine as a bigger department, number two will be ophthalmology, because number of patients are always higher. In my experience in AIMS New Delhi, the RP center used to take up almost 25% of a load. That's a huge number. And for that, you require a space. Your operation theater should be sufficient. Not single OT will give you a space. Maybe you require multiple OTs. So there will be multiple services areas. As I talked about ROP, that's for premature baby. You require a support for neonatology, require from ICUs, require for anesthetic support. So you require a multi-departmental approach, and that should come in this area also. When I come next, maybe this would have taken into consideration, and they'll improve further also.
Yes, sir, definitely, sir. And thank you so much for your inspiring words, sir. And thank you so much. We are privileged to have you here with us.
No, it was my privilege to be here, especially interacting with Professor Sakti Gupta, who has been my colleague, my partner in RP Center. We worked together for more than almost 15 years, and and that also gives me feeling that he is a person who's going to really not take this institute to a higher level, make this institute the number one aims for entire aims. And that is how we look into, because ultimately these services should boil down to the comfort of a society. And this particular area, the northern part of India, will definitely get best treatment from this particular institute.
Thank you for joining us, Hins.